19. On the pleasant shore of the French Riviera, about halfway between Marseille and the Italian border, stands a large, proud, rose-colored hotel. Deferential palms cool its flushed facade, and before it stretches a short, dazzling beach. Lately, it has become a summer resort of notable and fashionable people. A decade ago, it was almost deserted after its English clientele went north in April. Now, June is full of life and frivolity, careers won and lost, partners and passions and lions, drinks and light hues in the hands of the young, not yet eaten, and the old who've survived past their welcome. And now I am here as the Burger King. Zero has my hand again, and I'm going with it this time. The darkness of our initial encounter in the studio, the Charlie Rose interview table, the white spotlight, and then the receding darkness giving way to the lobby of the Carlton, and its sweaty, smarmy, swirling masses of marketing, to that real night long ago when Zero took my hand and I followed, just like this time now, attached to her and to the world through my mute Burger King existence. The buzz is here, the tiny, tinny connection. This is not virtual anymore. Maybe not finished quite yet, but something else. I'm in it, not fake in it, not a really good fucking simulation, but in it. Inside of whatever this is. It feels more like I'm in the world than the world is in me, than the world exists inside these goggles or inside this chamber or room, event space or tent or some other thing that you know you're in when they are trying to convince you you're somewhere else. This doesn't feel like that. At all. This place, not this experience, feels alive and moving, literally electric, but not exactly digital. Not like information, more like the real feeling of lightning in a bottle. And she has my hand again, right where we left off, out of the darkness, weaving our way through the advertising hordes to the front of the Carlton and to La Croisette, and the thick Mediterranean air on a warm summer night in the Côte d'Azur. I'm not tapping out this time. I'm too tapped in. Zero takes me to a waiting convertible, just waiting on the crowded Cannes street, waiting for us and me, and my big-ass Burger King head takes the wheel. I'm driving. Somehow it's easy. I'm not thinking, it's just happening, and we look at each other screaming with our eyes searching for something more, a sign, a yes, I will, forever. She disengages me and nestles her head into the crook of my arm in my red velvet jacket and throw my arm around her and rest my puffy, cuffed hand across her shoulder, and she inches closer to my giant, smiling head. The crown on top feeling like an electric yarmulke, like we just took pills. And I drive up the coast to Antibes, past Belle Reeves, and up to the Hotel de Cap. This isn't a sex tape. This is fucking beautifully romantic. We pop champagne in our hotel room. We sit on the love seat from the Fin de Siècle. And we stare at each other, that same look. I want to talk, but then also happy that I can't. Just using my electric senses and feeling all of this, I want my eyes to tell her, to ask her something, to find out what it is going on. Not just with this sex tape, but if she is actually in there and if this is really a thing that is happening, like it did before. That one night in Cannes, we never went further than holding hands and quiet, desperate looks at each other, but it stayed with me and it's back. It's happening again. So I ask her with my eyes, my big, bold Burger King eyes. I just ask, who are you really? My eyes say. And what were you before? And then she answers. She's not talking, but I can hear her. I can hear her, and it's fucking Zero in real time. And she says without saying a word, "We said no questions," she says. But we didn't say that. We never said that. And now we're in a dinghy, headed away from the Hotel de Cap, sitting on the rocks above the gentle waves in the tender night. I can see the famous pool set into the rocks and the diving board for the stars to splash into the big water. Everything is bathed in blue moonlight, and I'm not sure I've experienced something more beautiful. It's a feeling, a moment that I am in. We are being taken to the biggest yacht I have ever seen, anchored a few hundred meters from shore. It's a destroyer from the first Gulf War that has been converted to a luxury yacht. with 2 helipads on either end and another yacht that sits on this yacht in case you want to take another yacht out. Art covers both sides of this majestic vessel. On one side was a Banksy, done when no one even knew who he was. It was a whale, painted into the side of the boat so it looked like it was swimming alongside, a big billowing plume from his blowhole spraying up like fireworks exploding across the bow. Only at the end of the boat, the rudder was digging into its tail. Nice. On the other side, as we round to board, I see the coons. It's a giant panda, watching TV and eating in and out. It's funny and glossy and seems to shine even in the darkness. I know all this already. I've been on this boat before, back in real time. This is Jacob Ziga's boat. Zero's dad. There's a party on the yacht, of course. People mingle on the main deck in party dresses with party drinks and party favors. Zero is leading me again like she's been wanting to take me here, leading me by the hand this whole time. From working for her years ago, to our first encounter in Cannes, to this moment, this electric simulation that is as real as anything I've ever felt. She continues to hold my hand and pull me forward, and we go down a level to the disco. And advertising people are getting funky, sort of. And we wind our way through the spinning marketers like the Fisher King and Grand Central Station, a dance, a chaos, a love story. We go down another level and maybe even another, I don't know. Zero drops my hand and stops at the classic ocean-going vessel door. She spins the big wheel and I hear the metal creak as she swings the door open and pulls some lever, and a few lights come on, and I am now looking at the whole of the ship, a cargo bay that has been filled with gold lions. Those gold-maned lions, front legs out in front, torso emerging from its own circle, like a portal to another dimension where lions are gold and the size of a small trophy. But heavy as fuck. These gold statues are the pinnacle of advertising achievement, at least to other advertisers, and they were now piled, thousands of them haphazardly like the ball pit at a kids club, the lights in the room gleaming off their metal bodies, a mountain of gold lions Scrooge McDuck and Schmog would envy. Come on, let's play, Zero says, giving a few running steps and then leaping out and into the pile of these heavy metal statues. No, I want to scream, but she lands delicately, soft and smooth and comfy, like when the towel wraps around the detergent bottles it falls amongst its own freshness. Jeff made these, coons, she says, nestling amongst the lions. They look so real, but they aren't. They're for playing. We call it a treasure bath. I find this to make so much sense and be so absurd at the same time. I jump. I sink into the lions. They smother me and tickle me, and Zero joins in, and we're rolling and laughing, and I try to kiss her through my big plastic lips with my big burger head, and I fear the worst, but somehow it happens. The connection. Maybe she figured it out, unlocked the key to kissing me, to fighting through this giant advert and getting inside. Our tongues found each other, and it was like licking a battery. It curled my toes and made my dick stick out like a lightning rod. And just that fucking kiss, the one that didn't happen last time, the one I've thought about for years and years and years. And our tongues were connected, like two mating eels, and it's the best sensation, real or otherwise, that I have ever felt. We disengage for a moment. I roll over and look into her eyes, wanting that forever. The signal, as gold lions were falling and squishing around us, and I recognize those eyes, but something isn't right. The nose is bigger, the hair isn't black, it's silver, and there are wrinkles and the cheeks are sticking out at a different angle, and I pull my giant plastic face back so I can see what I'm seeing. And well, it's not Zero. It's her father, Jacob Ziga. Come with me, Dick, Jacob said, looking at me with those same fucking eyes as his daughter, but with a face and hair like Steven Pinker merged with a David Lee Roth fashion sense. I've always thought you were special, that you would understand something like this, thrive even. You can be special in this reality too. Come with me. Jacob Ziga holds out his hand, just like his daughter, beckoning me to follow with those motherfucking eyes. I sit with my big Burger King head, the same ceaseless grin, my own wide eyes unblinking and staring out upon the sea of gold lions we were floating on, straddling one of the greatest advertisers to ever live, my old boss, my new lover, French kisser par excellence, and Cupid, leading me to some other side of something I wasn't even sure about, but knew somehow that I could never come back, and even if I didn't want to come back. It's not like me to choose the option that has the least options. Fuck. I tapped out.